right now I'm actually going through and really working on my filters or on my searches, because if I see, for instance, I see come over my screen a lot of stuff about a new version of MySQL, like Drizzle just came out. I'll build a search for that, and now I'm going to be able to look for patterns of usage or of how people are talking about something around a certain topic, and that's really powerful and just starting. Facebook doesn't even have this, right? They're building it. I met with the guy who's working the Facebook search team last night, and they're building something like this. They're building the building blocks that will let you build searches or filters to look for things that might interest you. I'm using a tool or a service called FriendFeed, which actually is a little bit ahead and is letting me do it. It's geeky right now. So normal people, it's too difficult for normal people to build a really advanced search, but that's coming, right? It feels like the days right before Google came out, you know, and I feel like something is just about to happen that will make it possible for you to tell this world, I'm interested in X, and have a stream of X come at you. Specifically on Twitter and FriendFeed and Facebook, I've specifically looked for early adopters, innovators, tech industry, newsmakers, CEOs, influentials, people like that I can study and look for patterns. And because I have 90,000 people in my Twitter, I can now watch my screen, which I can't even read every tweet now, it's too fast, but I can look for patterns. And that's why I can see things like an earthquake happening, because I'll see earthquake, 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 earthquake. I just felt an earthquake. And you can see people writing about it, and then you can see people linking to news about all the news stories, and you can start studying the patterns. And now actually there's algorithms that study the patterns, right? So there's TweetMeme and other services that are looking for patterns of sharing or retweeting behaviors in these audiences. I see somebody in Shanghai say, I'm in an earthquake and my books are all falling down, right? Because that's an impulse that people have. And then I see another guy in some other city, and I'm able to see that pattern where other people just weren't able to see it because they weren't following enough people or weren't tuned into it. And then I can put that pattern together and retweet it out. That creates a feedback loop among the entire world where they know I'm watching for this kind of information and becoming an expert on it very quickly. And I'm tweeting this out and building a magazine about the earthquake. And I do that across a broad range of topics that I care about, mostly in the tech industry. So I'm watching what Engadget's saying about the new iPhone coming out. I'm watching what Tim O'Reilly's talking about political policy, because he's in Washington, D.C. all the time. I'm watching what Craig Newmark is doing with his company, and so on and so forth. And I'm watching thousands of people talk about things. And that makes me more informed about what people care about. So when I interview somebody like Gary Shapiro, which I just did on stage, I actually am attuned with what the real issues are that normal people care about, or at least people in my group care about. In the new world, the vetting, the editing happens after you publish it. So in the earthquake world, somebody says, I just felt an earthquake, right? I don't know if that's true or not. Somebody could be hoaxing me. Somebody could be getting together with 5 of their friends trying to make a fake news story, right? I don't know that. But what I can do is over the next few minutes, use other sources to vet what I saw in real life. And I did exactly that with the earthquake. I knew that they were saying that there was an earthquake, but I didn't have firsthand evidence of it. I didn't see pictures of it yet or video. I didn't, and I don't know these people really well. I don't know if they're, trustworthy or lying or hoax. Are they trying to hoax the world? I don't know. But I do know the USGS website, when it says there's an earthquake, there is an earthquake. Unless something really radically goes wrong with their sensors or something like that. So I immediately started looking for evidence that what I was seeing in this real-time world was true. And of course, 45 minutes later, when CNN said it's true, they had done their homework by that. So it took 45 minutes for me to see pictures, video, USGS website data, and then the CNNs of the world woke up and finally vetted the information and said it's true. In the future, we're going to be able to have conversations about all sorts of things in real time and politicians can study our behavior in real time. I sat next to Randy Zuckerberg at Davos, and she was asking questions of 100,000 people, and in 1 minute would get 10,000 answers back. Imagine if Barack Obama had that in his office, had that ability to ask, well, what should I do on this policy? And in a minute, he knows what the citizens think, right? And it'll be a graph, yes, do it, no, don't do it. At least he knows what he's up against, right? If he wants to sell some new bill or some new policy to all of us, he's going to know what he's up against in terms of PR so that he can make an intelligent leadership decision. Do I really spend my energy trying to fight, people, 60% don't want me to do it. Well, I'm going to have to convince 12% of people to do it. That's going to be a tough job. It'll take resources to do that. So should I do that, or should I spend my attention on something else? It all measures up into the real-time web, and it'll have deep implications for us.